Hello students! In this video we're going to learn how to use different graphic elements to create the bookmark that you see here on the screen. We're going to be using an image that you see with the little boy in the tree. We're going to use a text box to create the poem, and then we're going to use WordArt to create the author's name and the title. So to start out, make sure that you've downloaded from Canvas the Oops poem and the Oops graphic, the JPEG file. We're going to start out with a new blank document of Word. And the first thing that we're going to do is insert the picture. So we're not going to online pictures this time, we're going out to pictures because we have this actually saved on our computer. Before you move or size, go to your layout options and choose in front of text. And then we're going to take up most of the vertical space. You may have to zoom out a little bit so you can see where you are on your page. All the way down to the bottom, and then we're going to just leave a little bit of space at the top for our title. Once you have your image in place, we're going to copy paste the text from the poem into a text box. So go ahead and open up the file that's called Oops Poem. Now you have two files open. So down at the bottom on your taskbar, you're going to be able to click between your file with your graphic and your file with your poem. Click on the poem file and then just go ahead and select all of your text and Control-C, and then go back to the file with your graphic. To get to our text boxes, we're going to click Insert Text Box. And for this project, just choose the simple text box. Then go ahead and select the filler text and Control-V. Just like with our graphic image, before we change anything with this text box, we're going to make sure that our layout option is in front of text. And then grabbing the edge with your four-headed arrow, go ahead and slide that down into the space. Now as we look at the example, each word is taking up one line. So a good way to get that set, instead of hitting enter after each word, is to just make our text box more narrow. And that should pretty much put everything on its own line. Here, I need to go in and hit my enter key to get that word by itself, but almost everything else looks good. Then if you want to, you can go back into your text box and select your text. Go to your home ribbon and choose a different font style. Notice that because I chose a condensed font this time, I've got to go back in and narrow my text box more. Okay, so play around with your text box a little bit. It needs to be fitting between the little boy's hair and the trunk of the tree. If it extends a little bit down, that's okay. The next thing that we're going to do is actually take the fill and the border off of this text box. If you click away, notice that there is a box border around it, and this part where it's going on top of the roots of the tree, I don't want that. So I'm going to click on my text box and then go into my drawing tools format. My shape fill, I want it to be no fill. And then my shape outline, I want no outline. And then that's fitting really nicely inside of that graphic. The last element that we're going to add is our title and our author's name. And to do that, we're going to use WordArt, which is text that acts like a picture that we can spin and move and size. So that's also on our insert menu, and our WordArt is this icon here. And just kind of choose one that you like. Go ahead and make sure that your layout is in front of text, and then go ahead and type the title of the poem, which is Oops. And then you can select that, go back to your home ribbon and choose the font that you like. I thought that this ink free looked a lot like handwriting, so I thought that was cute. And I'm going to make that just a little bit bigger using my Grow font. I did not select everything. Oh, that's probably good. Okay, then I'm going to select that text again and go into my drawing tools format. These tools here will change the color and the effects of your text. This shape fill, I'll show you really quick. That's for the actual box that your text is in, and we don't really want to mess with that. So just keep that as no fill. I'm going to keep my text color as blue, but if you wanted to change your color, that's where you would do it. If you wanted a border or an outline on your text, if you have an empty font, then this is where you would add a border. I'm going to go into effects and add a shadow. And then I'm going to go back into those effects and go down to the bottom to my shadow options. This opens a panel where I can control the size, angle, and other elements of my shadow box. I want it to be a little more black, so I'm actually going to take down my transparency so that my shadow actually looks more black than gray. And if I zoom in on that, that's going to show me a little bit more. But feel free to just explore your effect options. You can add a reflection, a glow, just have fun. You could transform and have your text be curved, you know, just kind of have fun with that. Okay, the last thing that I need to do is add my author's name. So I'm going to put that in another WordArt. I'm going to choose the same option I did before and just drag my text box down here, and then I'm going to type, that did not work well, I'm just going to type by Shel Silverstein. Please capitalize his first and last names. He is a proper noun. Instead of going back and trying to figure out my font and my shadow so that it matches my title, I'm just going to use my format painter. So just click up in your title anywhere, go to home and click on your format painter, and then use the paintbrush to select your text. I just hit Control Z because something didn't work. I'm going to go back and paint. And then because this is a little bigger than I want, I'm going to use my shrink font to get it to a good size. And I need to keep this as a bookmark and fit the author's name here. So I'm going to point my mouse to this curved arrow and spin my text. And then just move it. Okay, we're almost done. The last thing that we need to do is add a border around our bookmark, our image. I'm going to take this, now that I have my title in, I'm going to take it a little bit closer to the top, move my title up. Okay, then click on your picture. So you need to make sure that we have a lot of elements here, a text box, our word art. Make sure that you're on the picture of the little boy. Then go into your picture tools format and picture border. And I'm just going to choose a blue so that it matches my other colors. And then I'm going to go back into picture border, into weight, and make that 3 points so that it's a little bit thicker. Okay, and then I can just print this on cardstock and have a cute bookmark. That is all for this lesson. Have fun and be creative with your graphics.